This is the Sports Hit List. By the fans, for the fans.
Carl Coulons with another edition of the Sports Hit List by the fans and for the fans. This one's personal. Now, these two gentlemen, I've known them for years. And I remember when I first met one of them, he was like, "How are you a Celtics fan living in New York?" And he was just like, get the fuck out of here. Who are you, right? Like,
Right.
He was straight up like, he was ready to go blows. But after I got to know him, he's definitely considered a brother. I got Joey and Hollywood J in the building. But Eastern Conference semifinals hasn't happened between the Boston Celtics and the New York Knicks since 2013, since the Knicks actually defeated the Celtics, I believe, in 6 that year.
Yep.
So we're back at it again. This is deeper than just the teams. It's about the cities, and we know the cities really don't fuck with each other like that. Like it's like, let's just put it out there. So what better way for me to tip off this Eastern Conference semis with none other than having two Knicks fans on here to tell me how can they win this series. I'm just going to call it what it is. What are the key factors? You guys can take turns. Whoever wants to go first, convince me how the Knicks can beat the Celtics in this series.
Oh man, this is tough. I guess I'll go first. Gotta attack them on the perimeter. You have great 3-point shooters. You have great 3-point shooters. And everybody pretty much on your team can shoot threes. We've always had problems this whole year controlling that. Like, we've given up a lot of threes. So that's one way we can beat y'all if we actually, guard the perimeter the way we're supposed to. And
don't sound so sad saying it, bro.
Nah, it's not that. I'm trying to think. But our guys got to step up. Like, we got the Mikal Bridges and the OG Anunoby and Karl Anthony Towns. They haven't had really good games against the Celtics this year, so those guys got to step up.
Yeah,
and of course the bench.
Yeah, but I think even last year, OG had better against us last year before you guys got Mikal Bridges. For some reason, this year, I thought you guys honestly would have been a little bit more competitive against us. You guys would have at least took one. Right.
I wouldn't even say last year. I would say 2 years ago.
Okay.
Because 2 years ago when we had it was like the 20-point comeback.
This year
Emmanuel quickly and Randy showed out. Yeah.
Because we beat you guys by a margin of 16 this year. I didn't honestly, no cap, I didn't believe we were going to sweep you guys in the season series. I thought you guys would have took at least one. But I guess when you look at the matchups, as far as
the one that hurt us was the last one in the Garden when Tatum hit the step back three.
Was that one in overtime? Did that one go to overtime?
Yes, that was the only game that was really competitive.
Yeah.
So it's it's those things that they got to do. It can't be one guy. You can't rely on one guy. Like, it's not the Pistons, Celtics.
Yeah.
Y'all the champs.
Jay?
Listen, impossible is nothing. It's going to take a team effort. It's like Joe said, it's not going to be one person. It's not going to be just Jalen Brunson. I think Karl Anthony Towns has to have a monster series. He can outplay Porzingis. We've seen that in the past, but I don't think they're going to put Porzingis on him. I think they're going to go with Tatum and some Drew Holiday. And he can't be soft. He's going to have to really overpower these guys. I don't think Tatum's a great defender by any stretch of the imagination. So he has to take advantage of his matchups. I'm looking at Bridges. Bridges has had horrible games against y'all, starting from game 1 of the season, where he was just a no-show. Kind of showed out a little bit in that second half. And to our credit, we haven't really been healthy when we've played y'all this year. So this is the first time both teams are going to really be healthy while playing each other. And I go to the coach. The coach has to make adjustments quarter by quarter, half by half, game by game. This, the rumor is, this may be, depending how we perform, this may be Thibodeau's last series as New York Knicks head coach.
Is that what the fans want, or is that legit? I've seen a lot of fans saying it. I don't know if I've heard anything from management or any articles, but a lot of fans are kind of like saying, all right, that's enough now. Like, he's had 4 years, I think, 4 or 5 years he's been here.
Yeah, and it sucks that we just gave him an extension. I personally would like to see them move on. I think it's time for a new voice. I can see, throughout the season, we've kind of seen him lose the locker room, where he's been questioned in some press conferences. And fans, I think there are some Tips fans, but I think overall fans are ready for a new voice. The names I've I've heard, and I'm sure you've heard the same, Jay Wright, we know that he's doing television with CBS, and he would love to coach his Villanova guys. And I know those guys would love to see him coached in the NBA, especially with that team. And Johnny Bryant is another name to look out for. But again, I don't know what Leon's thinking because Tibbs is Leon's guy. We'll see. Like again, he just gave him an extension. Does he give him another half year? Maybe we go into next year, and then around All-Star game, he's like, all right, now it's time to make the change. But I'd rather go into a new season next year if he's not going to be our guy, and have a new voice. And so
I was just talking to my Knicks fan who across the street, and he said winning 2 games is a win for him. At least getting 2, not a gentleman's sweep, not a sweep. Could you guys, Joey? Could you see that? At least winning, at least pushing it to 6 and still losing. Is that a win?
It's crazy because I was telling that to somebody else. I said if we could at least win 2 games, but like this, even if it's 5, if they're all competitive, like you see with the how the Pistons play this tough like that. If we can play y'all tough like that for 5 or 6 games, I'm okay with it. I don't want to see like a whole blowout. Then I'm gonna be real. That's gonna hurt.
No, right.
15, 16 points every game. No, that you can't go out like that. You cannot go out like that.
I will say this though, Orlando played us physical, even though they won we would beat them in 5. Like, we had nagging injuries to the point where Tatum had his wrist injury, Porzingis got hit in the face, Jaylen Brown had a finger. That's one thing about my team, and I've been saying this with other Celtics fans. We're not tough. We don't have an enforcer. Yeah. All our guys are nice guys. You see what I'm saying? Like, the toughest guy is probably Jaylen Brown. Like, everyone loves Al Horford. Peyton Pritchard is a fan favorite. These guys are not tough. Like, Luke Cornett coming off my bench is not going to elbow a guy in the face. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, if you guys play that toughness game, I think that's where our cause for concern. Drew Holiday also has a lingering hamstring injury, so he didn't play, I believe, in the last 3 games of the last series. So that's also a questionable mark. Tatum's wrist seems to be fine, and Jaylen Brown is dealing with a knee, like he had to have his knee, I believe, had shots in his knee. So playing us physical could be a cause for concern. And for us, we live by the 3, we die by the 3. If our shots aren't falling, that's our game. That's our time. And then we just keep shooting to the point where this team could shoot 53 pointers in the game, and I'm sitting here like, what are we doing? So those are my honestly causes for concern if going into the series. But if beside those factors, let's say if we're hitting our shots and our guys are playing defense, it's a tough matchup.
Yeah, I think us coming off of basically night 3 of WrestleMania was New York versus Detroit. I think we're battle tested in that sense, right? We're ready for a physical series. I think that, I agree with you. I like the way Orlando played y'all. I think them missing Suggs and them missing a Mo off the bench hurt them a lot. I think if those guys played, maybe that series goes at least 5 or 6, or 6, I should say, because it went 5.
Could have possibly went 7.
Yeah, I think we are battle tested. I think we need to be real physical with you guys. I think, go out there and, make it 90s ball all you can. Let the refs decide, how the game's going to be called. But again, and we have that same kind of mindset, Carl, where, we have a lot of soft guys. We see too many instances where Karl Anthony Towns gets the ball, up at the 3-point line where he should be, and he let Harris kind of bully him towards the 3-point line. No, he's got to, assert his strength, get down on the block, and be physical with these guys. And the same on the defensive end, be in these guys' hips. We've seen too many instances where, we'll get a stop against Boston and y'all get an offensive rebound and here's Derek White hitting a big 3 and now it's a backbreaker.
Yeah.
Or
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish your point.
Or you see, we make you like Josh Hart is king of the like, what the hell are you doing? That's him. There's too many instances where he turns the ball over and does foolery. Against Detroit, maybe that doesn't kill you, but against a team like Boston, where you may be, maybe down 3, blink of an eye, that's 15, 18, whatever. That because you guys bomb. So you got to.
Well, we don't play. I think
I said that too. I said this is you're the team that you cannot make mistakes on. You capitalize on every.
I will say though, we do make our own mistakes as far as we shoot too much. We don't play the low post game. Like we move the ball around. Like if a man is open in the paint, he'll get it. But as far as a low post game, to me, I only see Al Horford doing that. And he's coming off our bench. He's 38 years old, right? Yeah. So to be honest with you, if Horford's in the game, Karl-Anthony Towns should win that matchup easily. I would like to believe that, right? But we don't play a low post game. Our game is move the ball around, find the open man for the 3-point shooter. Fast break points if we're there to get it. But as far as playing in the paint, I mean, yeah, Tatum will take his little Dirk Nowitzki kind of jump shot. But aside from that, we don't play the post. It's literally 3 points and out, like literally chucking up 3-pointers and seeing how many we can make in the game. Honestly, that's the way the game comes.
Yeah. I think aside from, looking back at, last series, Jalen Brunson, then I know people said Cade Cunningham was the best. Jalen Brunson was the best player in that series.
Yeah, no question. Absolutely.
Going into this round, Jalen Brunson is not. Jason Tatum is the best player in this series, but I don't think it's going to be for him to have I think this is a KP series. I think he knows, and he still has a bad taste in his mouth from his time here. I think he's going to try to show out. And it's going to be up to our defenders to really get up in his hip, play him physical. He doesn't like playing physical. We know that, but really get in his ass. Paul.
Yeah. The guys,
it's right.
Yeah.
Listen, I love KP when he was here. Jay knows that. I don't feel like all of it was his fault when he left. But yeah, he really does have like that itch on
a vendetta. Because 2 years ago, his Celtics debut, he lit up the Garden. Like for some reason, like
but even the last time in the Garden, he had 34. He had like 7 threes.
I know. Yeah. I will say this: I'm tempted to go to Game 3. I ain't gonna lie. There's a part of me, and the missus approved it, so I'm kind of like, I'm this close. The tickets are cheaper in Boston, but I'm not missing a day of work to travel. It's too far. Yeah. But Saturday is Game 3. I'm this close to hitting purchase and hitting Klarna. Like, look, I'll do these payment plans to buy this ticket. I'm this close, but it's so far. It's like $450. I'm like, damn,
that's a lot.
Oh, it is, but I haven't been to a playoff game since I was at the game when we sent Bron to Miami, right, in Boston. It's been a while since I've been to a playoff game, and the moments are great to have, and I just being there, and that. But the only other thing is I may go solo, and I'm like, do I want to go to Madison Square Garden with my Celtic stuff by myself? I don't know if I want to get that environment.
I don't think you want that energy.
I know.
Especially from Fifth Avenue.
Listen, and when I told the missus that, she's like, you sure you want to go by yourself in green in Madison Square Garden by yourself? I'm like, I don't know. But you know what? We'll see. Like I said, I'm this close. I may have to wait till Friday or Saturday to decide, but part of me wants to go just to be in that environment and be there and see what happens.
Let me ask you something, Carl. How do you personally feel about this season? Because obviously any other season, you guys would have been number 1 seed by far. But Cleveland decided to start this season hot as hell. OKC out on the West was the best team on paper, at least, and record wise. How do you personally feel about this Boston season? Y'all coming off the championship. KP was out for extended period. How are you feeling?
I think it's a matter of when you're trying to go back to back. The first year you're hungrier because you want it. Because we like coming off of. We came off of that Jimmy Butler down 3-0 and that whole fiasco, right? So there was a sense of more motivation, traded away Marcus Smart. There was not that sense of urgency as there was going into this year. I think this year was just trying to get us healthy and into the playoffs, right? So, and locking in the seed. So we let Cleveland do what they need to do. I think, we just can't get complacent. I've seen this team get comfortable when it comes to big leads. That's the one thing. And that's going back to last year, even this year. There have been plenty of games where we're up 24 and we're coasting, and I'm like, they're about to blow the lead, and we blow the lead and we blow the game. So I think going back to back is harder. Cleveland does pose a threat, but we've shown we can beat them. OKC, we haven't beat them this year. That's where my concern is that. But they have their hands full because now they have to face Joker. So I feel like that one is a little bit personal because they're going
at the same time. At the same time, I feel like when it comes to like. When you say like, oh, we haven't beat them all year, we didn't beat the Pistons. We only beat them 1 time this year. They beat us 3 times.
Yeah.
So
I guess the regular season
is different.
Yeah. Honestly, though, I think it's the health. The health for me is I always say the playoffs come down to health and matchups. I definitely think we can win matchups, but it's these lingering injuries I hope don't cause for concern. Like when they said that Jaylen Brown had knee injections, I'm kind of like, whoa, that's a little bit concerning. But he looked fine. So I think. The back-to-backs are always tougher, but I have faith that they do it. I'd like to believe they do it.
I'll tell you my biggest problem, and much like you, my biggest problem with this year's versions this year's version of the Knicks is they have no enforcer. You know, they have a guy in PJ
You got
Tucker.
PJ Tucker, right? Yeah.
He's
not
not
playing.
he's not going to see the court at all for the rest of these playoffs. I would love for us to have a guy that, let's say Tatum has the wrist issue now, right? Slap down on his wrist, take the foul, slap down his wrist.
Yeah.
What's his name? Holiday has the hamstring issue, and we know, us being Knicks fans, we know that hamstring issue we saw with OG last postseason. If that's lingering, you may lose him for more than, if he comes back, like let's say tomorrow night, and he's not right and he forces it, you may lose him for the rest, and that's going to hurt y'all if y'all beat us going into the next series against Donovan or Darius Garland.
Yeah. Like I said, the injuries are the concern.
He's your X factor to me. I've always said that. I think I said that when I first got him. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. He's like the coach on the floor. You know, he's the vet. He's like, partial leader of that team. Y'all need him.
Final predictions, fellas.
Y'all needed him.
Listen, final predictions. Call it. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. You got final predictions. You already know. I'm going. I'm because I love y'all. Celtics in 6. I'm gonna be generous. Celtics in 6.
Go ahead, Jay.
Listen, it's and you know me, Carl. Like you said, when we first met, man, like I didn't care how bad our team was. I'm gonna talk my shit, and I'm gonna be Knicks. It's always gonna be up versus whoever. This series, this matchup, while it doesn't scare me because we knew we were gonna have to go through y'all eventually. It's gonna be a tough one. And the way we've looked against y'all this year, and the way against other teams we defended the 3-point line, and we've just been horrific. I would love to give us one, but I can't say for sure, because if we lose those first 2 in Boston, I could easily see y'all coming back and KP going absolutely ridiculous in the Garden for Game 3, and then your soul's taken. I'm gonna go, and I hate to say it, Boston with a clean sweep. I have to just be honest with myself.
Wow, I ain't gonna lie. It's like, he's not wrong though. He's not wrong, but I'm a Knicks fan. I got to give us at least one game. Celtics in 5.
All right. Like, share, comment, subscribe to all Hit List content. Take care.
Thanks for watching the Sports Hit List. Be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. In fact, do it now.